We're here at Austin Homebrew, one of the largest homebrew stores in the country. Austin is lucky to have it, and I'm going to take you through what you need in the beginning when you first start homebrewing at the very minimal level. Austin Homebrew sells kits which will allow you to get going from the very beginning. They include everything you pretty much need in order to get started. Right here, when you come in, you'll see that they have a list of all of the different things that you'll need when you start homebrewing. Most people started homebrewing with a plastic bucket like this one. You'll notice that it has a lid which has a gasket around the top and a hole. The hole is for an airlock that goes in the top of it, allows CO2 to escape when you start fermentation. What Austin Homebrew suggests, and it's a great suggestion, is that you go ahead and upgrade to either a glass carboy or a plastic carboy for secondary fermentation. And we'll get into this later, but secondary fermentation is just basically taking the fermenting wort, or what's going to become your beer, transferring it from primary fermentation into a secondary container and taking it off the yeast, which will settle at the bottom. Because yeast at the bottom of primary fermentation starts to autolysize or break down and giving off flavors to the beer. So you want to transfer it after it stops fermenting into a secondary container. And glass is usually the preferred method. Everything that comes here with the kit includes also what you'll need in order to fill bottles. In addition to the airlock, and also a hydrometer, which you will need. This is that's a thermometer. Hydrometer will allow you to gauge the specific gravity of the wort that you're going to be fermenting, which will allow you to estimate the ultimate alcohol content of your beer. You'll take a reading after you brew the beer, and you'll also take a reading near the end of fermentation in order to make sure that enough sugars have turned into alcohol. So if they have not, then you may have what's called a stuck fermentation, and you may have to take other measures, raising the temperature or adding more yeast in order to try to get the beer to ferment out to where you're expecting it to ferment out. One of the other things that this comes with is a sanitizer cleaning solution. Most people use iodophor, which is an iodine-based solution. Sanitizing is very important in the process of making beer, especially after you've finished boiling the beer and you're cooling it down and putting it into the fermenter for the first time. This kit comes with a bottle capper, which will allow you to cap bottles. A number of bottle caps so that you can do the same. It does not come with a bottle brush, which is one thing that you will need in addition to this kit, especially if you have either a glass or plastic carboy, because once you ferment, you'll find that you have a line of sludge around the top of the carboy. 5 gallon comes to about right here, and once the fermentation stops, that sludge will remain. It's very hard to get off without one of these, which gets forced down into the carboy and allows you to clean all sides of it, which is very important. Again, sanitation is tantamount to making quality beer. So you want to make sure each time you do make something that you clean what you're using thoroughly and then sanitize it again afterwards. It'll also come with a siphon. This is an auto siphon. This goes into either the carboy or the primary fermentation. By doing this, it automatically fills the siphon hose, and then gravity takes over and allows you to fill up either your secondary fermenter, or if this is in your secondary fermenter, allows you to fill up the bottles. This is a bottling wand, which can go on the end of this. Let's see here. Like so. And it has a spring-loaded tip. so that once you start the gravity feed and you're bottling, you press this into the bottom of the bottle, let the bottle fill up. When it gets to near the top, then you take it out. The thickness of the bottling wand allows for the approximate amount of headspace that you want in the bottom of the bottle, and we'll get to that as well. So pretty much the kit includes everything that you need in order to get started, with the exception of perhaps a brush for the carboy and glass bottles, which most people collect themselves and then clean and bottle with. Reusable and eco-friendly. Again, it's not a complicated process, but it is difficult to make it. It's easy to make beer. It's not as easy to make great beer. So we'll concentrate more on basic brewing techniques and then go on from there. And we'll buy an extract kit in order to show you how easy it is to make beer and hopefully make something that's enjoyable. When you first come to Austin Homebrew and you're looking for something to make, a lot of people will go ahead and try to make a clone of something that they already enjoy, like Fat Tire, for instance. And Austin Homebrew supplies a recipe book. A lot of the recipes they have are clones of commercial beers. Some are not clones. Usually they will have both extract and all-grain versions of the recipe. Today I chose a amber ale recipe, which, as you can see, comes with a pail of extract. The extracts are lined up here against the wall. The employee at Austin Homebrew pulled off 5 pounds of amber liquid malt extract and a pound of Munich liquid malt extract. Along with this recipe, which they print out for you, comes grain, which you'll put into a bag, which you can also purchase here, or a reusable plastic bag, which allows water to siphon through the grain, much like a tea bag, for instance. It also comes with the hops that you'll need, in this case 1 ounce of Columbus, a vial of yeast, which you'll need for fermentation, and a packet of priming sugar, which you'll need for bottling. And these things taken together are pretty much all you need in order to make your first beer. So there you have it. That's what you need to get started to make your first extract batch of beer. In the upcoming videos, we'll go through the brewing of this extract kit that I just bought, and then the fermentation and bottling portions of making the beer. Very simple process.